So 25 years old, don't worry. Any mistake is an income, is a wonderful revenue for you. So I told myself and told my young people, before 20 years old, be a good student. When you do entrepreneur, just learn some experience. Before 30 years old, follow somebody. Go to a small company. Normally in a big company, it is good to learn processing. You are a part of a big machine. But when you go to a small company, you learn the passion, you learn the dreams. You learn how to do a lot of things at one time. So before 30 years old, it's not which company you go, it's which boss you follow. It's very important. A good boss teaches you differently. And from 30 to 40 years old, you have to think very clearly when you're working for yourself, if you really want to be an entrepreneur. When you're 40 to 50 years old, you have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to jump into the new area. It's too late. You may be successful, but the rate of dying is too big. So 40 to 50, think about how can you focus on things that you are good at. But when you are 50 to 60 years old, work for the young people. Because young people can do better than you. So rely on them, invest on them, making sure they're good. So when you are over 60 years old, spend time for yourself. On the beach, sunshine, right? It's too late for you to change normally. But this is my advice to the young people. 25 years old, make enough mistakes. Don't worry. You fall, you stand up. You fall, you stand up. Enjoy it. Last century, the bigger the better. This century, the good the better. Do the business, not because the size, it is not necessary the big size you are, the more profit you are. We got a Fortune 500 companies, you judge because of the size. How many of them are really happy? How many of them have profit? No. Small companies, they are very profitable. They are very happy. They can spend time with the wife and the husband and kids traveling around, and that's the life. I was born in a very normal family and poor family. 6 people share $7 a month. We can only eat 1 chicken a year. That's terrible. Well, people always compare us with Amazon. Amazon is a great company. I respect. I've been seeing them from tiny to that big, and I think they will continue to grow. But we are different. Amazon is an e-commerce company. We are not e-commerce company. We enable other people to do e-commerce. We want to making sure everybody can be Amazon. The only thing I compete with my people, the young people, is let's compete for 10 years later. This is what I believe 10 years later will happen. So everything I do for that goal, I know 10 years later, this thing is going to happen. So prepare for that. Because I know if I compete with him for next month, no chance. So this is how my message is. It's a challenge, but it's an opportunity. Nothing about technology. I know nothing about management. I know nothing about, but the only thing is that you don't have to know a lot of things. You have to find the people who are smarter than you are. For so many years, I always try to find the people who are smarter than I am. And when you find so many smart people, my job is to make sure the smart people can work it together. And then if smart people can work it together, it's easier. The vision will be believed. Because if stupid people can work it together easily, smart people can never work together. But stupid people work it together easily, they don't believe the vision. The people who believe the vision, but they don't work together. So very important is finding smart people, and my job is to making sure we work together. So culture is important. And as a CEO, one of the jobs, when everybody's happy, you have to see the unhappy things. When everybody's unhappy, you have to see the happy things. People like me, I was born in a very poor family. I never got a great education. I failed all the examinations. For what reason? I don't know. But later, I realized I don't have money, I don't have technology, I don't have a lot of good backgrounds. We have a rich uncle or something. No. In my life, it's not how much we achieved. is how much we go through the tough days.
Year 2003, when I launched the Taobao and Tmall, I said, everybody go home, pick up looking for 4 things that list on the website. So we went home, everybody cannot find 4 things that in the home we can sell because we're too poor. So we gathered 21 products, we listed on the website, we waited for 3 days, nobody come to buy, and then the next week we start to buy and sell ourselves. For the first week, all the sales was among ourselves, and then another week later, somebody start to test and sell. For almost 30 days, everything people sell, we all buy them. So we have a whole house of rubbish we bought online. Try to making sure that so those guys who are able to sell say, oh wow, this thing really can sell things. People say, Jack, you are the next Bill Gates. I say, I cannot compete with Bill Gates, but I can compete with Bill Gates who can retire earlier. The thing is, I don't want to die in my office. I want to die on the beaches. I don't have time spent on the beach. That's why I always dream one day I was on the beaches. When Netscape was so good, we never thought it would disappear. Yahoo was good, we never thought like it today. So don't believe you'll be good all the time. Be paranoid. And after a whole night thinking, I say, I still want to do it. Because most of the people, they have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, they go back to do the same job. We have to do something different. And people even say Jack is a liar because he's trying to steal money from people, telling us there is an internet. In order to prove I was not a liar, I invited my friend who is a TV man. Take the TV camera, they all stay in my home, and they just try to take the picture. It took us 3 hours and a half to download the first front page. So I have to make like 100 stars to keep my journalist friends to stay and wait because to prove that I'm not telling a lie. As an entrepreneur, today is very difficult and tomorrow is even more difficult. But the day of tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You have to work hard, you have to learn, you have to rely on your team. The great thing I see from your eyes that I know you don't have a lot of know-hows. And those people have a lot of know-hows don't want to do it. The entrepreneurs, you start with a dream. You start with a belief. And you also have to start with a group of people believe the dream.
I think it would be very painful for me to talk to my vice president and he need to be incentivized and mobilized every time. Right? This won't work. If he does not know how to incentivize or mobilize his people, it's better. I don't think he will be the vice president. My management, leadership, several areas, they have to be positive. They have to know to incentive the others because I cannot incentive everybody. And making sure the culture learn from the mistakes, the other people. No matter how smart you are, you will encounter these mistakes. You learn from mistakes not because you will be able to avoid mistakes. You will able to, when these mistakes come, this suffer comes, you know how to deal with it, how to face it.
Past 18 years when I do internet in China, we got a criticism every day. You know, something when you believe it, a lot of people criticize it. But if you really believe, continue to do it, improve it. But the thing I learned from being a teacher, that a teacher always want his students to be more successful and better than you are. When I hire people, I always want to hire those people who are smarter than I am. Today I give a lot of advice to my colleagues. When they hire people, there's one judge. Look at the young man. If you think he will be your boss, he will be my boss in 5 years, hire him. Hire the people who are smarter than you are. Hire the people who can be your boss. That's the future. And believing they are smarter than you are. leadership doesn't have style. Everybody can be a leader. A good leader should have a vision. The vision is that, vision not necessarily good, because when I work in the company, when everybody was disappointed, I have to tell them, I have to see before the other people see the opportunity. When everybody excited, I have to see the disaster. Especially as a CEO of like a me in the Alibaba group, my job is to see the problems of the future.